Welcome to Mrs. Bam's Study Notes. On the topic of conflict, we will look at the 5 conflict handling styles. According to the Thomas Kielman Conflict Mode Instrument, or TKI, there are 5 major conflict management styles: collaborating, competing, avoiding, accommodating, and compromising. Each style has its own benefits, and there is no right or wrong style. A person will have a dominant style, but if you understand conflict handling styles and strategies, it can help a person to approach and lead in efficient and effective conflict resolution. First up, avoiding. This conflict management style evades the conflict by postponing or completely avoiding the conflict altogether. It can be seen as destructive if the other person feels that that person doesn't care enough to sort out the issue. But it can be useful when you need more time to think and process, when time constraints are not an issue, and when the confrontation is not worth what might be gained from it. Competing. This is a firm stance that refuses to see the perspective of other parties. It might sound negative, but it is very important in instances where immediate actions need to be taken. For example, in emergency situations or when you have to stand up for your rights or your morals. The competing conflict management style does not look at the relationships and can be used to gain power or change opinions at another person's expense. Number 3, accommodating. The accommodating style is to forsake your needs or desires for those of others. It is putting yourself last, especially when you care more about the people than the issue. This will probably keep the peace, but it's definitely not favorable in order to effectively sort out issues. Accommodation is useful in admitting when you are wrong and to minimize losses while preserving relationships. It can sometimes result in a loss of creativity and increased power imbalances. Compromising. This is a conflict handling style that tries to at least please all of the parties partially. It might feel like a win-win situation, but it can sometimes leave people only satisfied to a certain extent. This is, however, effective for temporary solutions and for issues that are important to matter, but are not critical. This style finds a mutually acceptable solution for all parties involved. Collaborating. This style is seen as the win-win situation style, where one attempts to find a solution that meets the needs of all the parties involved. This style focuses on the issue as well as the relationships. This style builds trust, but it is dependent on factors such as the nature of the conflict, specific needs of the situation, and time constraints. If we understand our conflict handling styles, we can choose how to respond in conflict situations. Please join me again for Mrs. Bam's Study Notes.